Hey guys, welcome to the second episode of Zactly. I'm Zach,
My name's Chris. What's going on, guys?
so I'll be telling the Zactly truth, and we now have the Chrisley truth here. So we're going to be talking about staying true to yourself and recognizing your value as a individual, a unique individual, and reclaiming your authority as being the highest authority in your own life. So I guess Chris is going to do the intro for this one.
So, the way I see it as staying true to yourself is, everybody has a certain feeling about themselves. Everybody has a certain calling that they are here for. Whether it be, you have a certain feeling of you should be a counselor, or you should be a businessman, or you should be a priest in a church. There's always some sort of a calling that everybody has that it just manifests really, really well with themselves. You just feel like it's just one of those pure, true feelings that nothing else feels quite the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I feel like that reminds me of kids, even, man. Like little kids when they're growing up. Like there's little kids who like when they're right when they start talking and walking, they're like, I want to play baseball, or like I want to be a basketball player, I want to be a dancer or something. So like it's interesting how it's so available to us. Like what we know in our hearts, like what we want to do and who we are and what our passions are, and yet we abandon them to try to fit in.
Absolutely. I mean, if you think about it, when you were a little kid, there was always some sort of a dream that you wanted to do, whether it was something like being an astronaut or a firefighter, or a professional sports player. We almost abandon those types of those dreams that we have because we start growing up in the system that we
Where
want
we want to fit in.
we want to fit in, and we need to make, like, things come, like we need to make money, I need to have a family, I need to support my family by doing this and this and this. And in the end, we end up abandoning those goals that we have. You know what I mean?
I feel like it starts as more of like a if you in yourself you envision yourself as being like, what was one of the things you said, like being a firefighter or a baseball player or something like that. What this all comes down to is just wanting to be yourself.
Yeah.
And when this starts really early, when we're children in grade school and stuff, we're like, I want to be myself, I want to really just be able to be myself. But then we get all concerned with, like, are they going to accept me for being myself? Am I gonna be able to be myself and still like be able to be functional? Like, am I gonna get recognition from other people? Are they gonna accept me? Because we're so conditioned to think like those kids are popular, so they are doing it right and we're doing it wrong. Or like those celebrities are rich and famous, so they're doing it right and we're doing it wrong. But really, like, there is no wrong. There is
really
only,
no right and wrong. Honestly, it's just like when it comes to
when it's right or wrong.
Exactly.
Like, if you're gonna, like, that's why I didn't finish school, is because I was good at it. I was totally good at. I was a physics major. I did really well. I'm not trying to be boastful here, but it didn't feel right. It didn't feel like it was where I was supposed to be going. So rather than like ask my parents or ask my professors or ask my guidance counselor, what should I do with my life? It was more like, come on, Zach, you already know what you should do with your life.
Mm-hmm.
You feel it. You always feel it in every moment, whether it's your feeling that you want to be a firefighter or a baseball player, or whether it's your feeling that you shouldn't go to college because you have other ideas of what you would like to accomplish with your life.
And it's like, there's always going to be that constant pressure. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have your parents and, your teachers and all these people around you that are going to have, they're telling you what to do because of their experiences that they've had in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when it comes down to it, your experience is really
unique.
It's unique, and it's really all that matters to you. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Absolutely. And it's like, you honestly, like, sure, go to people for guidance. It's always a good thing. People have been around. There's been people in our lives that have been around longer than us, and that can shed some insight on our life. But don't take every word that they say verbatim.
Yeah, like even right now, because we're talking to you, we're trying to give you advice. But the last thing I'd ever want anyone to do is to just listen to us and just do what we say, because it's not about us, it's about you.
Yep.
You're the one watching this, you're the one living this life. So it's like, it's not what we're saying, it doesn't even matter what we're saying. What matters is how you feel about what we're saying. And if you feel good about what you're saying, that should be a sign that, like, this is some thinking that you may want to make your own and start using on your own. So I lost my train of thought. Pick it up.
So pretty much all we're trying to get across is, there's always going to be that sort of feeling. Don't give up what you truly really believe in,
What you want to do,
Exactly. If you really have some sort of goal, write down your goals, start making
You can
strides towards what you're going to be doing, Don't settle for certain things. Don't settle for societal goals like money.
For some payoff in the future. Because
Exactly.
that's what it's like. That's what we're fed. It's like you go to first grade so you can get into second grade, and you get into second grade so you get into third grade. And it's like, what's the payoff? It's like, we're going to get something in the future. Like, we're going to get a job where it's like, now we've made it. Now we have all the money we've ever wanted.
But honestly, in reality, you're never going to actually be sad. If you're like, the way I see it is, if you're really doing what you truly believe in, you're going to be the happiest individual on earth, honestly. If you feel like you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, exactly where you're supposed to be, you're going to feel like you've accomplished it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't even matter how much money you have at that point. Or like what you've achieved. As long as you're expressing yourself as truly as you can, then you'll find that, like, that's what you were working for in the first place.
Yep.
The reason you were playing into this whole system is so that you could have the amount of money that you wanted, so that you could be yourself, and so that you could express yourself the way that you want to, and you could live your life the way that you want to. So the question is, why aren't we doing that now? Why are we feeling like we have to jump through all these hoops that other people have set up for us so that we can be ourselves, when really, like, we can be ourselves right now?
And you know what I feel like it is, man? It's that people become complacent, man. I mean, it's going against, like, the social norm is very hard. You know what I mean? People, it's uncomfortable, and people don't want to, they don't want to branch off, and they want it to all work out perfectly. They want to feel like everything has, everything that they're doing is normal. They want to, like, fit in, They don't want to have any sort of struggle. I mean, there's people out there that they do the oddest jobs. You know what I mean?
They're more willing to struggle doing things that they don't want to do than they are willing to struggle in the sense of exposing their true nature as unique individuals and unique expressions of existence. And I mean, if you think about it, the same force of nature that created Mount Everest and that created the entire Earth, that created the skyscrapers and the cities, this force of nature that causes things to exist, to come into existence, is the same thing that created you. And if you weren't here to experience your life, then who would be? And it's like, we spend our time, I don't know if I said this already in this video, if it was a different one, but, we wish we were more like celebrities or something. But when you get there, like, let's say you won $10 million in the lottery or something, you give it like 6 months, and then your gauge and your standard for happiness has been readjusted, and suddenly you're completely used to having all this money. And then then you want something else, and then you want something else, and you want something else, not realizing that you're already in the perfect position to be yourself and to express yourself the way that you need to. And the fact of the matter is, since your brain itself is the first of its kind in the history of time, that means that your ideas and your emotions and your specific expression of, consciousness is inaccessible to anyone else. No one else will ever be able to have your gifts exactly the way that you have them.
Absolutely.
Or have your perspective exactly the way that you have them. You are the only one who has that. So you can't get advice from anyone else. No one else can tell you what to do, because you are one of a kind. No one knows about you. Barely anyone knows about themselves. They just know about stuff. And basically that's what I think I know. All I know is stuff. I don't know what you should do with your life. I know that you know, but I don't think that you know that you know. You know?
bottom line is, guys, like, you really got to do what feels really right to you.
And it'll take you where you're supposed to go.
Exactly. Everything will line up the way it's supposed to go. When you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, it's going to resonate so well in your heart. You know what I mean? And you will feel like you have accomplished everything you ever had to accomplish in life.
And you'll feel it now. You won't feel like you're working for something in the future, that you're going to get something eventually. Because you'll be like, I already have it all because I'm doing what I love now.
When we start trying to work for things for the future, we end up getting caught up and we don't actually experience,
Yeah, we don't experience the present.
Exactly.
And that's what it's all. You'll never experience the future. You'll finally get there and you'll be like, oh, it's now again. Yep. And it always has been now. So look around. Look at all the things you have already, all within you and also outside of you. If it's not so great outside of you, then look at all the dreams and ideas you have. The abundance is inexpressible. It's unimaginable.
All the resources are here. Anything that you want to do, they're all here. It's all in your power. It all matters on how much you believe that you can get it done. The belief, our mind is the most powerful thing that we have in this existence. And if you truly believe in something 100%, it will be done.
So believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. If you do what you want to do, like, to believe that you're wrong, to believe, like, I want to abandon this traditional path that people are telling me to follow, and I want to start writing a book. Or even if you want to, like, go just anything. It doesn't matter what it is. If you want to do it, then you should go do it. Don't let anyone convince you that your time would be better spent following their ideologies and their perspectives and their philosophies on how to live a good life. Because you're living your life. You're not living life. You're living your life. So you're the only one who knows what you want to do with your life because it's yours. So reclaim your authority over your own life and recognize the value that you have within you as an unprecedented and completely unique phenomenon that has never occurred before. And you should be proud of that. You should be so proud of that. And
you know what,
that's
guys?
That's exactly true.
Seriously. And bottom line is, like, it's all about what makes you happy. And you know what?
Because we want you to be happy.
Exactly. And everybody should be happy. And you know what? Everybody's so caught up in everything they're doing nowadays that people go into jobs and are doing things in their life that aren't making them happy. And it all comes in the end, we all end up in the same place. We all end up dying in the end. And it's the next part of the journey.
And that's your payment. You're going to die anyway. You better live it.
Exactly. You better be happy.
You better be living while you're dying because you're dying regardless. It's your choice whether or not you want to live, but it's not your choice whether or not you're going to die.
Do things that make you happy. When you know you're supposed to be doing something, it really resonates with you, it will make you happy. And that's the bottom line, guys.
And that's it. That's the Zactly truth.
That's the Zactly truth.
And that was the Chrisley truth as well. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Peace, guys.